Well, hello everyone, and I'm hoping you're having a fantastic day out there. I'm Don Smith. Today I want to take a look at the new upgrades in Adobe Camera Raw's 17.5 inside of Photoshop. Don't get this confused with Lightroom's Adobe Camera Raw. This is inside of Lightroom we're going to take a look at. Excuse me, I've had some time to go over everything, and there's really three things that kind of excite me, and I would like to show them to you today and give you a demonstration on all of the three and why I think they're important. So let's get going over here on the computer. The first one has to do with dust. And I don't know about you guys, but dust is a real bugaboo here for me. It used to be more so back when I was first getting started, and then when I first got into doing mirrorless. But now, with the Sony cameras at least, we have the ability to close our shutter down before removing a lens, and that's really, really been a huge help. But nonetheless, you're still in the mirrorless realm going to get dust because of how close the sensor is to the opening of the flange. So let's take a look at one of the kind of real exciting ones here, and it has to do with dust removal. And you can see in this image I've got a lot of dust. You probably won't be able to see as much until I come down here. I'm going to just put on the AI generative AI brush. I could come over here and use spot removal. It doesn't really matter, and I'm going to click visualize spots, and now you see all the different spots of dust in here that are just going to make this a nightmare to go through. Probably at least 50, if not more, dust spots. But here's the cool thing, and this is in early access. If you come down here to distraction removal, they've now added dust. And again, I want to emphasize, this is not in Lightroom. I was tricked the first time I saw this too. So I'm just going to click on the dust taskbar there, and you get one thing here. You get a little apply, and I'm going to click that. And you can see here it says early access, and that's really Adobe's way of saying this isn't perfect yet. And I think when it does get perfect, and that's pretty darn close to perfect, right? Look at that. It went through and it got all of that dust. And, that's pretty cool. I just moved my cursor off over into the panel here, and all those will go away. I move it back out, and you can see. Boy, even if it did miss something, that just saved me about 15 minutes worth of time there going through and cloning the dust. So that's going to be available to all of you who have done the upgrade. If you're on the Creative Cloud plan, you're going to get this. But you will see early access, so be aware of that. Okay, the next tool the next new feature, actually the next two features is going to be in what Photoshop calls their technology preview. And to access technology preview, you're going to have to come up here to this little icon in Camera Raw and click on it. And then you're going to come over here to technology previews, and you want to make sure you have this check mark enabled, and it'll say enables the generative expand feature. For some reason not available in China mainland. Changes will take place or will take effect after restarting Photoshop. So if you've never had this checked on, check it on, close out hit OK, close out of Photoshop, and then reopen your images. And by the way, these next couple of images that I'm going to show you should be raw files. It's not going to work in TIFF or JPEGs. And what you're going to notice is where we used to have this little icon that was the lens correction icon is now turned into a crop icon. And we've never had that before in Adobe Camera Raw filter. It's always been in regular Adobe Camera Raw. So why am I talking about this? Well, this is pretty cool. This next one I'm going to show you. This has been in Photoshop for at least 2 or 3 years that I can remember. And what I'm going to do, there's a little, by default, this will be off where it says enable expand. So I'm going to put a check mark in there. And then I'm going to tug on one side. And when I do that, you see that it kind of expands from 3 sides. And the reason it's doing that, let me go back here, is because the preset is set to lock. So I want to unlock it, but if I right click, there is no unlock. So what you have to do is come out here to this little lock icon here, and now I can just pull out. Let's say I just want to pull out from the top because right here that peak is really pushing tight. I can do this, and then I can hit generate. And by the way, while it's generating, it's pretty fast, but Adobe actually recommends you do one side at a time. You don't try to do all 3 because it confuses the tool. It's better to do it once at a time. So now I get, the 3 variations. It picked up what looks like a little lens shade or something there. That's an easy clone out. And so I'm just, none of these really, they all look pretty much the same. I guess up here, the top, it fills in a little better. So I'm going to keep that. And then the other thing I would like to do is add a little bit down here into the bottom. And let's, I forgot to clone that little twig out. So this will be interesting. Let's see if it catches that twig. And you can see it's pretty darn quick. And again, this has always been in Photoshop, whether you've known it or not. Not always, but within the last 2 to 3 years. And yeah, it did try to build that in. And it actually tried to build in a little bit of like almost a lens shade, I guess, or a filter holder, which I didn't have on. I'm going to generate through. And, if I go to keep, then I could come back in and I could clean all of that up. And that's really kind of cool. And again, this is in Technology Preview. And so this next one is not actually in Technology Preview, and I apologize. I think I told you it was. So let's click off the crop. And by the way, I think I told you guys that these were all in raw mode, but you can convert to DNG, and it will work with the DNG. I tried that yesterday in my tests. So this one is just, I think generative removal is so much quicker. So I'm going to come back up here to my little eraser tab, and I'm going to come down to distraction removal. Now we've had this in the past, and this is in Lightroom, but I'm going to let that select. You can see how quickly that's selected. And one of the things, I did a little video on this a while back, and it was great at removing, but let me hit remove while I'm talking. But what it didn't quite catch was the shadows. And by the way, this is Piazza del Campo in Siena, Italy. My wife and I and some family friends visited there this past February. And I kept trying to catch a night shot of this, but this is such a busy place that it was hard to. So I went out about 11 o'clock at night, and there was still that many people. Now you see it missed this little person right here, but you could go back. It missed this car if you want to take it out. But I was only telling it to find people. So overall, and let me get the cursor out of there, I think that did just a fantastic job. That was with people in and before I brightened it up a bit, and it's taken them out. Let's try one more here with the people remover. This one was a little more difficult. This is one of the family friends here, Andrew, and you can see it's lumped them in where you have these little icons. It's where it's selecting the people. But there's none on this guy and there's none back here. So let's click the remove tool, and what do you think is going to happen? It's going to take Andrew out of the frame and all the other people. And voila, everybody's gone. I've got a image now of just Andrew, or excuse me, of no one. So I'm going to Command Z out of there, And this time I'm going to go to people again. And let's say I wanted to keep Andrew in here. Oops, where am I? Oh, I'm not hitting this little arrow. So this time I've gone back and I've selected everybody again, but it's not giving me the, or excuse me, it's again lumping Andrew in with these people in the background. So to exclude an area from removal, click on the pin and press the delete key. So I'm going to click and I'm going to hit delete. And now let's remove. And I'm basically just kind of showing you a workaround on this. Okay, so that's cleaned it up, but you're saying, hey, maybe I want to get this guy and that girl back there out of there. So what would I do at that point? Well, I would probably come back in to my AI remover and I would just, and by the way, you don't have to be so precise on this anymore. There I am, so I'm going to have to take that out, and I'm going to have to take her out, maybe him back in here. So let me just click there, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to get this guy without taking much of Andrew out, but we'll give it a try. All right, pretty rough, but we're going to do it. Now I'm going to come over here to remove, and let's see if it does remove it. I'm pretty impressed in that it's getting the shadows pretty well. It didn't down in here, but you could also kind of clone over and wow, it did get that. And it recognized him and left him alone. So now I've gone from all these people, excuse me, to taking them out. And yeah, it's kind of that easy. So because the dust removal is in early access, everybody's going to get it without turning on technology preview. Then we went to the crop tool where I could expand and we unlocked it. That you have to turn on technology preview, so just go back through and I showed you how to do that. And then the last one, distraction removal, that was already in there, but it seems to have gotten a big boost. It's done a better job at removing shadows, and you know, this technology just keeps evolving. Will this stuff make it over to Lightroom in the next iteration? That's up to Adobe. I have no insight on that, guys, and it'll be a surprise to all of us, but usually this is the way Adobe's been doing things lately, introducing them through your technology previews and also in the beta version of Photoshop if you want to go to that route. Okay, so I'm kind of excited about these three. I hope you guys are excited about them too. Go back and pull some old files out, get to work on it, and I hope you learned something new here. Hey, until next time, stay creative. It's great for the soul. We'll see you again.